Good afternoon, Mr. Lukies. In terms of the relationship between the fintech companies and the banks, you have mentioned that, it's about collaboration, not disruption, right? But practically, we saw many mindset conflicts between the fintechers and the bankers. So what are your suggestions to boost the collaborations?
It's a great pleasure to be here. And I must say, this is a really fantastic event. It's amazing to see the collaboration already between government officials, the presidents, and regulators, big companies, small companies. So I think we have here in this room an example of what you say. But I think your question is a very good one. And it is not easy for a small company to work with a big company, because the big company, in this case the bank, is managed by regulators who say everything has to be perfect, no mistakes. And the small company, precision, accuracy all the time. But the small company might have something that is better for the customer. And so the battle for the small customer, the small company, is how do I prove that people want my technology, and then how do I get it to as many people as possible? So my advice to the small company is you have to find one partner, one friendly bank, maybe big, maybe small, maybe medium, doesn't matter. Work with them collaboratively. Maybe you give them some of the equity in your company. Maybe you give them some upside in your journey, because you have to prove that what you say is true. After that, then you will find the big banks will come to you and say, we would like to learn more. And then you're in a position where you can negotiate on a stronger basis. When you're a very young company, maybe one or two people, you should not go to the bigger banks with your idea. You should work together in the community, maybe with other fintechs to learn, and then pick the right time to go to the big banks. And at the same time, I think the big banks have a responsibility for the good of everybody to make it easier to meet them in the middle. So they have incubators, innovation shops, maybe an investment fund to try and help these things grow.
In terms of the development of fintech, you are very proud, and we all know London has done a better job than Silicon Valley does, right? So can you share with us the key factor of your success?
I think we have to be realistic. Silicon Valley is the technology center of the world. It is the greatest place to build a disruptive technology company. Of course, we only ever hear about the good ones. And for every one success, there are many, many failures. But the culture in Silicon Valley is failure is just a step to success. What's happened in fintech is different to Silicon Valley, because Silicon Valley is technology, New York is financial services, Washington is regulation, and the three parties have not yet found it easy to become friends and talk. Maybe they don't see the need to. New York makes lots of money. Silicon Valley make lots of money. Washington is fine. We in the UK have a bigger challenge, and I think it's similar here, in that we aren't the biggest in the world. So we need to work together to a common cause. And I think what we've done very well in the UK, but London specifically, is we have an open regulator that has said we want to learn from big and small. We've had the big guys who are told you must work with the little guys, but also we've had technology innovation that isn't aggressive. It's not saying you've got it wrong and I've got it right, which sometimes happens in other parts of the world. What it says is, I think together we can be more successful.
The Taiwanese government has launched its open API policies, and there will be 3 digital-only banks to go next year. What do you think the impact and the opportunity which will brought to Taiwanese financial service society.
What we've seen in the UK with neobanks, which is what you're describing, digital-only banks,
Right.
is a number of interesting facts have come from being a neobank. Number one, you don't have legacy systems that are 50 years old.
Right.
And so you don't have to think, if I want to provide you that service, I need to stitch together hundreds and hundreds of bits of data with different permissions, different regulation. I can start from the beginning. So it means that you get a good user experience in one specific area. That might be small business lending, that might be overdraft facilities, that might be financial planner, it might be ability to send money overseas. But each neobank is doing one particular thing.
Yes.
The advantage that the big bank has is it does all of these things, but it doesn't do it as well as each neobank.
Right.
And so what I would like to see in this arena is digital-only banks that do slightly different things. And then the message to the big banks is either you become as good as we are, or you acquire us, or we're going to win. So it creates a very healthy competition and tension.